In 1994, director Roland Emmerich made his first breakout hit with Stargate. It received mixed to negative reviews but became the sleeper hit of that year, and it's where the Stargate story begins. The movie follows Dr. Daniel Jackson, who is recruited into a secret government project to translate some hieroglyphs. These glyphs describe a Stargate, a wormhole to another planet across the universe. When it's revealed that the actual gate has also been found, Jackson joins a team of Marines led by Colonel Jack O'Neill to see what's on the other side. What they find is a slave civilization of humans ruled over by an alien tyrant in the guise of the Egyptian god Ra. I must admit some bias on my part, as Stargate is a nostalgic favourite of mine. I always remember it being on TV or taped onto a video somewhere. The strength of this movie comes from its overall premise and concepts rather than its actual content. The two leads, James Spader as Daniel Jackson and Kurt Russell as Jack O'Neill, are strong, but the characters they play are very archetypal. Jackson is the nerdy guy and O'Neill is the action guy. Most other characters fall by the wayside, but this central duo is the highlight in terms of performances. This despite James Spader admitting that he only took the role because of the money. He still brings a likeable, charming presence to the movie, however. And Kurt Russell doing his Kurt Russell thing is never bad. However, it does take a while for him to get into the swing of things. Playing a character who lost his son recently, he begins the movie very stoic and shut off, but by the end, he's at maximum Russell. And the flat characterization is never worse than the completely stone-dead romantic subplot between Daniel Jackson and a woman they find on the other side named Shari. But it is offset by the stronger chemistry between O'Neill and a younger man named Skara, and the two fast become friends. However, the true saving grace of this film is in its villain, played by Jay Davidson. Not a deeply complex, relatable villain, but an oppressive, subtly threatening one who perfectly embodies a godlike arrogance. The strange juxtaposition of a feeble, vain teenager with crazy sci-fi powers at his command is a unique one, and Davidson's expressions and posture bring a real gravitas to the character, which is helped by the creepy voice distortion and glowing eyes. The plot boils down to a simple rebellion storyline against Ra and his minions, but Emmerich is able to execute it with his trademark sharp eye and well-paced action, all of it reinforced by the incredible production design and visual effects. Patrick Tatopoulos' work in creating the look of this film is fantastic. The space-age sci-fi tech with an ancient Egyptian aesthetic results in gorgeous designs and expansive sets that don't look like anything else in the realm of sci-fi movie. Two henchmen with their mechanical headpieces are remarkable in their concept and execution. The visual effects hold up very well to this day, mostly miniatures and optical composites, augmented with state-of-the-art digital effects at the time. The miniatures hold up extremely well, even in HD, and the digital effects, while dated, still totally work within the film. And the Stargate itself is a stroke of genius when it comes to visual design. Simulating a wormhole with water is truly bold, but once it's on screen, you ask why no one else thought of doing that before. And if you love music, you have to watch and listen to this movie. David Arnold's score is possibly one of my favourite scores of all time. A wondrous adventure of a main theme and quite possibly the best villain theme I've ever heard. It's a score which carries the epicness and scope of the story while also adding to the more personal character-driven scenes, picking up the slack where the acting and character writing falls short. I feel that David Arnold is incredibly underrated when it comes to movie composers, despite his consistently brilliant work. Someone threw a superhero movie his way because he would work wonders, just as he did here. Stargate is a movie with a premise that offers a wealth of storytelling potential. The main plot of an alien taking on the guise of a god, infusing the sci-fi world with ancient Egyptian lore and imagery, satisfies in unexpected and intriguing ways. This movie on its own fires up the imagination and allows your brain to create so much more of what could be out there in the universe. While the actual movie telling this story is riddled with problems, the strong filmmaking and inspiring imaginative ideas keeps it in a special place in my mind. Heavily flawed and straight up bad to some people, but it's always a movie which I keep coming back to.